Okay, so we've finished our texture on our sphere. I have shading, it goes from dark to light, so my light source is up here. Now I'm going to start to talk about what's going to go in the background of this piece. Considering the fact that I did cool colors for my foreground object, I did some purples, blues, these are cool colors. To create contrast, I'm going to probably stick to more warm colors in my background so that this pops out a lot better. We're going to do our texture in the background, and then we're going to kind of have it fade very light right around our sphere, just so again it kind of helps to have our object pop out. So we're going to practice adding our texture, and so this is the handout that you guys are going to be either given in class, or I have a link to it in Canvas. And as you can see, these patterns up here, they're fairly simple. Okay, but you want to have a pattern that's going to be in your background that you're going to easily be able to transfer onto your piece. So thinking about what kind of background pattern you want to use, you should also think about what kind of texture you have on your object. Maybe the texture you have is more boxy or more angular, and so maybe your background should be contrasting that and be different, and maybe have something that's like the opposite. So my object here has a lot of like little pieces. It's kind of like more organic looking, so maybe in my background I should think of things that are a bit more geometric, because then it'll help to have this stand out a little bit more. I also said I want to work with cool colors. Warm colors, since my object is cool. So I'm going to start by practicing some textures. So probably for my first one here, I like this up here with the stripes. Maybe my stripes are a little bit more, a little thicker. Definitely use a ruler if you feel like you need to, but I can practice lines. Maybe my background, I'm going to have one that maybe has like bubbles. Maybe I have one that's so I'm going to start with those just to get started. But what's important is thinking about how you're going to blend and how you're going to add color and shading to these patterns. So like I said, I want to use warm colors for these pieces. And again, we're going to think about shading. So maybe for this one, I kind of like this example up here where it kind of flip-flops. So maybe instead, maybe I'll have like a gradient going. So maybe I'll start with like a yellow, and maybe like on the one side of my stripes, on like the one side of my stripes, I have yellow, and then maybe on the other side it fades to like orange. But I should be trying to again use my colored pencil blending techniques to show value. So I'm going to take this color and I'm going to blend it. And then again, since colored pencils is like a building kind of process, I'm going to go back with my yellow And try and blend this over here. I'm going to go back and forth until I like the blend that I have. Okay, and then maybe just to make this little dent or the difference between these two a little bit more obvious, I might go in with a smidgen of red just to show the division between the yellow and the orange. But you see, I'm trying to use good color pencil technique to show my texture or my pattern in my background. And like I said, I'm trying and come up with something that's going to contrast my sphere and something that I'll be able to replicate on here. So if I were to use this texture on here, I would use my ruler and I'd probably bring it in and like measure to make sure that they're nice and even. And then again, around where the sphere is, I might want to leave like a little bit of a halo of white just so that it stands out more. So you're going to be filling out this handout with 6 different textures and patterns. Again, thinking about something that's going to go with your piece to help, contrast it, have it stand out from the background. So you want this sphere to stand out from whatever you put back here. So think about the colors that you're going to be using, and you're going to come up with 6 different patterns, and you're going to shade them how you're going to shade them in the finished product. And then depending on which of these 6 that you like the best, then you will use that and replicate it in your background of your object, of your piece. Once this practice sheet is finished, you're going to take a picture of it and you're going to submit it to Canvas in the creating patterns practice assignment in Canvas. Okay?